In this video, we'll explore Fauré's beloved Requiem Mass, or Mass for the Dead. Fauré's Requiem is undoubtedly one of the greatest works ever created, and you can experience it live with the Orpheus Choir of Wellington on Saturday the 30th of September at 7:30 p.m. in the Wellington Cathedral of St. Paul. A significant portion of Fauré's life was as a church organist, including holding the position as chief organist at Le Madeleine. Therefore, he had plenty of experience with funerals. He understood the needs of those who were genuinely bereaved. They didn't want theatrical displays of grief. They needed something intimate and private. The intent of composing a requiem can fit into two categories, one that is liturgically practical, remaining inside the church, and one that moves to the concert hall with ever-increasing forces and heightened dramatic effects. In a letter to Maurice Emmanuel, Fauré writes, "My requiem was composed for nothing, just for pleasure, if I may call it that. It was first performed at La Madeleine for the funeral of some parishioner or other around 1890. Fauré's Requiem is a spiritual work and, however individual, it is entirely functional. It is sympathetic, consoling, and intimate. If we compare that to Berlioz's Requiem, well, he only asks for 4 flutes, 2 oboes, 2 English horns, 4 clarinets, 8 bassoons, 12 horns, 4 cornets, 4 tubas, 8 pairs of timpani with 2 players per pair, 38 brass players distributed in 4 brass band ensembles located at the 4 corners of the performance venue, and a minimum of 108 string players and 210 singers, plus too many percussionists." Not the most intimate way to say adieu, and it would certainly blow the budget. No jam and cream scones at this funeral's reception. Ironically, Fauré's Requiem is now most often heard in a concert setting, including our upcoming concert. So what makes it so special, so unique and popular? I think it's because the music feels authentic and resonates with us all. A good example for comparison is the Sanctus, where we are joined by a chorus of angels praising God. The images and sounds that Fauré conjures up varies greatly to other requiems. Let's compare. Here is an extract from Benjamin Britten's Sanctus in his War Requiem. And here is a Sanctus extract from Mozart's Requiem. Whereas Fauré's Sanctus is suitably angelic. As the Sanctus includes the congregation singing praise with the angels, Fauré does give us a brief moment of declamatory excitement. When when composers approach a requiem, most select their text from different sections in the medieval church's Mass for the dead. The standard requiem text calls for eternal peace, rest, and light for those who have died. However, it also highlights judgment and everlasting doom for anyone who infringes on the Roman Catholic Church's code of behaviour, as seen from the perspective of the Middle Ages. The most notable of these is the Dies Irae. Day of wrath and fury, that sad day, will reduce the world to dust. How greatly all will be trembling when the judge with his feet, the earth battering, the world gone to shattering. The text is terrifying. Here are a few examples set to music. Fauré does not include this movement in his Requiem. Perhaps he doesn't feel the congregation needed petrifying into obedience with visions of anguished, terrified souls, or more logically, it doesn't fit with his more compassionate Requiem. However, in later versions of his Requiem, Fauré does include some darkness with his Offertoriae and Libera Me. Also, we do get a brief, very small snapshot of a Dies Irae, even though the exact phrase features just once. Our performance will feature two astoundingly talented soloists, soprano Lisa Harper Brown and baritone James Clayton. The soprano features only once, all by herself, in the Pie Jesu. The baritone features in the Offertoriae and most notably the Libera Me. Fauré wrote to a friend that he saw death as a joyful deliverance and aspiration towards happiness beyond the grave, rather than as a painful experience. This could have been a product of living during the Victorian era, where it is fair to say they had a most bizarre fascination and strange obsession with death and dying. Families were known to take photographs of the deceased soon after they passed. Fauré was comfortable with death. His Requiem paints a comforting picture. The word Requiem appears in 5 of the 7 movements and is literally both the first and the last word of the entire Requiem. Similar to Mozart's Requiem, the opening is in D minor. Fauré's introduction feels hopeless, desperate, with a debilitating descending bass line. Similar to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the Requiem is a journey that pivots from minor to major, where the tonal dichotomy battles to the finish. Fauré closes his Requiem by taking us to paradise. To do this, we pivot from D minor to D major, and as mentioned before, the final word we have is Requiem, rest. One movement I have not touched on is the Agnus Dei, and as far as requiems go, it probably has the best tenor melody ever written. But for me, the most delightful moment of the Agnus Dei is when the sopranos talk of light, or lux. In the key of F major on its dominant chord, Fauré suspends a lonely C in the soprano. Now, a single note, in this case C, could belong to three chords related to F major. Fauré could be taking us to C major. Or he could be taking us to F major. Or A minor. But instead he tingles our spines by underlaying A flat major. Truly feels fresh because A flat major doesn't belong in F major. However, the note in question, C, does. It almost feels like the light was there the whole time, just waiting for us to find it. Though the Requiem is almost consistently thoughtful and sensitive, it is never bland or restrained. In fact, Fauré specifically asked for bright and vibrant sopranos, not, and I quote, old goats who have never known love. To the best of our knowledge, I can assure you the Orpheus Choir of Wellington soprano section has known love. Our soprano section will sound glorious and will feature in the Sanctus and in the In Paradisum. Do not miss out on this chance to hear a great choir singing this great work. Book your tickets through ticketek.co.nz or visit our website for more details at orpheuschoir.org.nz. I look forward to seeing you there.